Well, Dave, brand new at this half hour, it looks as though Austin police are beginning to wrap up their investigation. If you are just waking up this morning, let me catch you up to speed as to what exactly happened here just before 2:30 this morning. What a morning it's been out here. Breaking news at this half hour. I can tell you firefighters have officially put the fire out, but you can still see that this house is gone. It's all that's left is just a smoldering pile of rubble and charred wood. The only thing that's still standing, in fact, is the fireplace. The home, we're told, is a complete loss. Well, Lauren, the fire is out, but you can see the Austin Fire Department is still on scene here. It's estimated at least 24 units are affected by this fire, forcing at least 50 people out of their homes this morning. This train that you see here is backed all the way up to that frontage road, McNeil area. And of course, that is a very busy intersection as people try to get on I-35 throughout the morning commute. So they're trying to get this wrapped up as soon as possible. To my right, though, this is what I want to show you. This is Highway 71. We're getting a better visual now that it's starting to get daylight. You can see how smoky and hazy it is out here, especially with such poor visibility. You can barely see some of those headlights. So if you're going to be driving on Highway 71 or anywhere at all in the Bastrop County area, you just take a look at that smoke and haze. It's incredible, and it's also making it difficult to breathe for a lot of people. If we can bend down a little bit, you can see Brushy Creek is flooding over this road. Usually the water goes underneath this road, but you're getting a really good perspective right now of the water flowing pretty heavily and quickly over the road. And let me paint the scene for you right now, because it is just a remarkable contrast to what took place here this morning. There's a gentle breeze, the birds are chirping here in the town of Wimberley. Again, a stark contrast to the calamity that took place here. This area flooded significantly overnight. In fact, we're at a gas station right now. This is where several people had to be rescued. If we pin down a little bit, you can see this gas station parking lot. The water is completely receded now, though, but the gas station parking lot is just caked in mud. One person had to be airlifted out of here because the floodwaters were at least 5 feet high. Now, you think about that. That comes up to about here. I mean, I'm 5'11", so that's about my collarbone area. And I want to point to this dumpster you see right there. That dumpster used to be up against the gas station wall. It was physically lifted up and moved. That's to give you an idea about the strength of the current out here.
Hee hee.
But I like the way you say hee hee. Do it for us one more time.
Hee hee.
Well, I like the.
Oh, that's like Michael Jackson. September 22nd, around 5 in the morning, James Bushner Sr. was working to repair a water meter on Manor Road. Then, out of nowhere, a man armed with a gun appeared, changing Bushner's life forever. As he tells it,
And all I heard was a pow and then a sting.
James Bushner Sr. thought those were his final moments.
He said he was going to kill me. So, I was, was I fearful? I was just thinking about my life.
70 years old, Bushner had worked for Austin City Water Department for 2 decades and never experienced a run-in like this.
I was just doing my job and ran into a couple of crazies. He said, if you don't give me your money, well, I'm going to kill you.
Bushner says he slowly backed away from the suspect who pulled the trigger.
I was standing like this and I was at an angle, see me, like this. And when he came up, bullet came across here.
A surveillance camera captured the 2 suspects taking off in this car. Within days, police ID'd them as Reuben Colvin and Vernon Stewart. Both men were arrested and connected to 5 other robberies in the city of Austin. Police say Colvin is the one who shot Bushner. Remarkably, today, Bushner is at peace with what happened.
I was sitting there one day after I got shot, and something said, forgive that boy. I forgave that boy, and then I sat there and I prayed for that boy.
He says it took all his strength and faith for that act of forgiveness.
The Lord gave you another opportunity to walk around, so let it loose, that you might grow.
And Bushner has grown spiritually. While recovering, he's been speaking to at-risk youths in his church and in nearby neighborhoods, hoping it'll make a difference.
One girl said, I was out there doing dumb things with my cousin, and when I heard your testimony, she said, I just let them loose, and I joined church. So I'm thankful. I'm truly thankful.
Thankful for a second chance.
Everybody said, well, you're going to have a scar there. I said, the scar don't make me, I make the scar.
And in some ways, getting the last laugh.
He going to go to jail for a while. I'm still up here walking around, you understand? And the sad part about the whole thing, he ain't get no money. He ain't got no money. I'm telling you, I ain't got nothing.
Now, both Reuben Colvin and Vernon Stewart are still behind bars, facing a laundry list of robbery charges. Colvin is also facing attempted capital murder. Back to you. It's a parent's nightmare.
It's frightening.
Forgetting your child in a hot car, leading to their death.
It can become very
very critical very quickly.
It happened in Dallas when the parents of a 2-year-old girl forgot she was still in the car. According to kidsincars.org, an average of 38 children across the country die in hot cars each year.
Nobody sets out to have this happen. Nobody sets out to do a lot of things, but it's just something that does occur.
Austin Travis County EMS tells Fox 7 after a while in the hot sun, your car can act like an oven. Plus, a child's body overheats 3 to 5 times faster than an adult.
Next thing you know, the unthinkable happens, and now you find your child unresponsive in your car, and nobody wants that.
And it's a preventable mistake usually caused by a cocktail of distractions. The most common, talking on your cell phone.
Well, yeah, it's easy to get distracted, but I don't know. She's always my key focus no matter what I'm doing. It's such a preventable thing,
To prevent this from happening, Austin Travis County EMS reminds parents to ACT, which is an acronym. Avoid leaving your kids in the car even for a minute. Always lock your doors and trunks, even in the driveway, to keep your kids from getting into play. Create reminders. Place something you'll need next to your child's safety seat, like a briefcase, suit jacket, or shoes. It may seem like common sense, but on a chaotic day, it's a helpful reminder. And take action. If you see a child alone in the car, help.
They can succumb very quickly to extremes of temperatures.
And it's important to note, too, that these suggestions also apply to your pets. Even if the window's cracked a little bit or you have the air conditioner going, it's not enough. Animals can overheat very easily. In Austin, Nick Spinetto, Fox 7 News Edge. Lauren, it's never too late to get your flu vaccination. In fact, health professionals say it's the first line of defense. The flu often starts in your head.
Fever.
Working its way down, you get those awful chills.
Body aches.
Factor in the coughing, nausea. Face it, you're down for the count.
If they have body aches and fever, they should stay home from work and stay home from school.
With the holiday break over, school is back in session at UT and other classrooms across Central Texas. Austin Travis County Health and Human Services says this is when they often see a spike in flu activity.
When the school season starts again in January, we do tend to see a slight uptick in the number of cases.
Also, January and February are considered the peak of flu season, which is why the health department says get your flu shot.
It is the best defense we have right now. Being immunized is the top way we have of preventing flu.
According to the CDC, flu cases across the country are on the rise. The agency says it's an epidemic. By January 17th, much of the country had what the CDC calls widespread flu cases. And Texans aren't immune. A number of cases have been reported, some fatal. Here in Travis County, the latest flu report from January 20th states 12 people have died, including a child. The ages of the other 11 people varied, with the majority being older than 60. In Williamson County, people have been diagnosed with the flu, but there haven't been any deaths. The health department says those most at risk of catching the flu are infants, the elderly, and people with weak immune systems.
Look away, we have to. Deep breath.
Infants younger than 6 months can't get vaccinated, so health professionals encourage everyone who is around the infant and old enough to get vaccinated instead. With a quick shot,
That's it. We're all done.
or spray from nasal mist, you're done.
Get immunized as soon as possible.
Okay, so the best ways to avoid getting sick is get your flu shot. If you don't want to get vaccinated, you can wash your hands often, use hand sanitizer, cover your mouth when sneezing or coughing, and if you're sick, stay home, like Lauren did earlier this week. Important reminders to keep you and your family safe this flu season. Dave, back to you.
Nick, thanks. Made her start coughing again over here.